bang. That's it, just a little bit more. Creak, bang. You're almost there. Creak, bang. One more time. Creak, bang. That's it, she shouted. And she was right. That was it. I couldn't take it anymore. The creaking and banging had come to a halt, and all I could hear was Diane's unmistakable heavy breathing. Things were finally starting to make sense. Now I knew why she'd been refusing to make love to me the last few weeks. She'd been sleeping with my brother. Without thinking, I walked into my son's room and snatched his Little League baseball bat out of the toy chest. Then I busted into my bedroom like I was on an episode of Cops. Aha! Diane jumped back so fast she tripped over her Stairmaster and landed right on her ass. Oh my God, Will, what are you doing home? What do you think I'm doing home, goddammit? I live here, or did you forget? I raised the bat. It took everything I had not to use her head for batting practice, but my brother Trent, he was a different story. I was gonna kill him. The only problem was that he was nowhere to be found, and for that matter, neither was any other man. And now that I took a good look at Diane, she sure didn't look like I'd expected her to either. She wasn't anywhere close to being naked. She was dressed in her workout clothes, which meant she hadn't been having sex with Trent at all. She'd been working out on her Stairmaster. I felt like a moron. Will, what the hell's going on? And why are you carrying that bat? I didn't answer her. I was too embarrassed. God damn it, Will Duncan, I asked you a question. Are you going to tell me what the hell's going on? She placed a hand on her hip. I lowered my head and examined the bat in my hands. I didn't want to tell her the truth, so I said something stupid to lighten the mood. Would you believe I'm thinking about trying out for the New York Yankees? Unfortunately, my little attempt at humor only succeeded in pissing her off. Hell no. I don't believe that shit. What kind of fool do I look like? She stepped away from the Stairmaster and pointed a finger at me defiantly. Now I want to know what's going on, Will, and I want to know now. All right, I told her. I knew the truth was probably going to get me in more trouble than I was already in, but it wasn't worth lying. My wife could smell a lie from a mile away. So I sucked up my pride and admitted what an idiot I'd been. Well, when I got home, I saw Trent's car parked outside. Then I heard all the noise the Stairmaster was making, and, well, to be honest, it sounded like someone was having sex, and she cut me off before I could finish. And you thought I would do something like that in your bed with your brother? I could tell by her tone that she wasn't just insulted. Now she was hurt. What kind of woman do you think I am, Will? You know I wouldn't cheat on you. And you know I can't stand Trent. I know that, Di, and I'm sorry. I tried to reach out to her, but she pulled away. Sorry ain't good enough, Will. Not after what we've been through. Her eyes got misty. I felt like I was shrinking in front of her. How could you, Will? How could you think I would mess with your brother? I don't know, Di. You know how Trent is, and it really sounded like you were having sex in here. Sounded like, she snapped as tears began to run down her face. You couldn't open up the door and find out before you went and got a baseball bat? After everything that's happened in the past, I can't believe you're still jumping to conclusions. I had to bite my tongue to stop from saying what I really wanted. See, Di knew a little herself about jumping to conclusions. In the past, it was she who'd nearly ended our marriage over some shit I didn't even do. She found some pictures of me in a compromising position with a few strippers, and the next thing I knew, all my shit was on the front lawn, and the police were ordering me to leave my own property. But it's not what it sounds like. I was passed out in every one of the pictures, and I didn't even know the pictures had been taken. My boys, Kyle and Alan, thought it would be a harmless joke at Alan's bachelor party to get a few shots of me and the girls with my own camera. They figured I'd get the film developed and get a kick out of their little joke. What they didn't count on was that my wife would be the one to take the film to the pharmacy and find what she thought was evidence to put me out on the street and threaten to move my kids down south. The time that I was living away from my wife and kids was the worst time of my life, and it took some creative payback from my boy Jay to convince Diane that things are not always what they appear to be on film. So obviously, we'd gotten back together since that crazy misunderstanding, and for the most part, we were a happy little family again. But whenever something threatened to dredge up memories of the incident, things could revert to shaky ground in a heartbeat. That's why Di was